The events of last season are history and are thus confined to the record. Nothing will come of looking back and regretting. What matters now is that a new season in the Ensley League brings a new challenge, new hopes and new expectations. Those are the words of manager Dave Bassett at the start of the Blades' 1994-95 season in the Ensley League Division 1. To meet the different challenges of the new league, changes were made in the close season. Carl Bradshaw, after years of loyal service to the club, had been transferred to Norwich for a £500,000 fee. Tom Cowan, now a player with Huddersfield Town and a deal worth £200,000 to the Blades. And Chris Kamara had signed for Bradford City.
Cork is onside against Woods. Cork has rolled it past the goalkeeper and in!
Alan Cork, hero Corky of the FA Cup semi-final against Wednesday, had been released and was now at Fulham.
Alan Cork, sporting the beard that is the symbol of this cup.
New in to strengthen the squad were two Australians, Doug Hodgson and Adelaide City striker Carl Veert. The team's morale requiring a boost after the disappointment of relegation.
The morale of the team was a little bit low and we had to bring that up in training in pre-season, and the pre-season went very well, and I was delighted the way that pre-season went. We went to Switzerland initially, we then came back and then we went to Norway, and I felt that we were in fine fettle, and we played Sheffield Wednesday in a game just before the season started, which was a good test for us, which we did well in, and then we found ourselves going into the first game of the season against Watford, which we won convincingly 3-0.
Hodges battling for the ball, he's come away with it and strikes on early doors against his former club, and it wasn't a bad dig. Free kick which Hodges, Whitehouse and Ward look the favourites. It will be Dane Whitehouse just shaping from that side of the D, and he has curled it indeed. He wasn't too far away, sent the keeper sprawling. Struck it cleanly and got the curl, but just too much in the end. Mitch Ward strikes this one beautifully. It's taken away from Flo. Hodges wins it back. He stepped over that and pushed a lovely ball out for Rogers. Rogers, fine ball in, and there's the first goal of the season for Jostein Flo. Took it beautifully, and it was set up wonderfully well by Paul Rogers. United coasting, Hodges to Rogers. Here's the fine ball in, it's bang onto Flo's right boot, and he takes it coolly. 1-0. Hodges again, that's ball into the penalty area. Looking for Nathan Blake to cause havoc. Rogers wins it back, here's Mitch Ward. Ward tries one, then rushes the keeper into making the stop. Just below that barren John Street side of the field. Driven forward into the penalty area by Nielsen. Flo stepped over it, here's Ward! Oh yes! Mitch Ward strikes a burler, and the Blades are 2-0 ahead. And that was some finish. Well, it was dumped into the box, long and deep. Flo didn't quite get there, but he'd made the gap for Mitch Ward. And just look at that finish. That's unstoppable. New seats just behind that Bramall Lane end for the free kick to be delivered. Oh, and it's played wisely to the edge of the area. Ward steadies himself, and it's his second. Oh yes, that's a magic strike. Took Watford completely by surprise and knocked the stuffing out of them. Played beautifully out to him. First touch was perfect, and the finish was just unstoppable. The keeper got a hand to it. There was no way he could prevent that one. Mitch Ward again, without doubt the key man in this game. Nielsen carries it forward and delivers it in there, and Flo has half a chance with a header over the bar. And Brian Gale's come forward for this, chips it into the area. Headed away again from Blake. Nielsen carries it, strikes a good one, and wasn't too far away. Roger Nielsen's got a really good left foot on him, and it was worth the effort. Just wide. Whitehouse works it short with Ward. Now he's got space to cross. Good corner, and flicked over from Paul Beasley. But another half chance. Jumps well, but just a little high for him in the end. Kevin Gage threads a lovely ball through the middle. Fine dummy by Blake. Here's Ward looking for a hat-trick. And again he hurries the keeper into making the stop. Hartfield switches for Gage. Now he's back in the play, Charlie Hartfield. Switches it nicely for Nielsen. Nielsen again, he's going to strike one! And that's well tipped over. He's come close a number of times for Sheffield United, Roger Nielsen, without scoring. And he really hit that one well, and I think the keeper got a touch to it. And there is the final whistle. United never really moving out of third gear, and a comprehensive victory. Could have been more in the end, but the 3-0 scoreline was thanks largely to Mitch Ward's 2 absolute pearlers.
A great result from the first home game of the season. The second game was originally to be against West Bromwich Albion, but delays in their stadium development led to a new experience for the Blades. Udinese were at the Lane in the first match of the Anglo-Italian Cup, a competition that could offer the Blades a 1 in 8 chance of a Wembley appearance. The game unfortunately turned into an evening of frustration and shame for both countries. First of all, Nathan Blake got a rather unfortunate red card. The manager Dave Bassett was given his marching orders. Charlie Hartfield too received the same fate. And then Glyn Hodges was red carded by the Italian officials. In the end, United's 8 men did well to contain the scoreline. Our only goal of the evening from Adrian Littlejohn.
Looking back, we obviously missed not playing the following Saturday after the Watford game because West Bromwich Albion Stadium wasn't ready. With hindsight now, I wish I'd have switched the fixtures around. I wish we'd have arranged for West Brom to come to us on that second Saturday and played away at West Bromwich Albion later. It would have given us 3 home games on the trot. But as it worked out, we had an Anglo-Italian game where I messed around with the team because I didn't want to play all players, and that turned into a bit of a disaster in terms of players being sent off and also myself, my own involvement, in a game that really wasn't a great importance to the club. And we then went into the Notts County game somewhat not prepared as I would like us to be, and we lost that game 3-1 and lost Justin Flo early, and that sort of knocked us back, and we struggled to recover from that reversal.
The game against Notts County was indeed disappointing. Jostein Flo continuing the spate of red cards at Bramwell Lane, and County taking advantage of United's first half lethargy to go 2 up in the first half. Goals from McSwiggan in the 27th minute and Lund on 36. United's reply, a well-taken penalty by Dane Whitehouse, gave the hint of a result. But a late second goal from McSwiggan ended the Blades' chances of collecting any points. Simon Tracy was between the posts after Alan Kelly was experiencing contractual problems. A point was taken from the first away game of the season at Charlton, and a game the manager thought was 2 points lost. That Paul Rogers goal gave the Blades an early lead. But a penalty decision 10 minutes later gave Charlton the draw, despite United playing the better game. Middlesbrough were the league's early leaders by the end of August, with Oldham in second and Portsmouth in third. And as we see at this stage, Sheffield United were lying 14th. Next up for us was a trip to Tranmere Rovers, where our rewards for a lot of effort and missed chances was this fluke goal from Malkin and this beauty from John Aldrich. Rovers giving away a penalty under the Blade's second half pressure. Spotted and potted with style by Glyn Hodges. The team missing Nathan Blake, who was away on international duty. The team were again on international duty in Piacenza, where goals from Franz Carr and John Gannon, back from injury, gave the Blades a 2-2 draw before taking the field against Bolton Wanderers at the Lane. Carl Viert getting an early strike. And Dave Whitehouse playing the ball in for Carl's second. John McGinley got one back for Bolton, before an inspired substitution. Bobby Davison coming on to score with his first touch of the ball after being on the field for just 29 seconds. A disappointing goalless home draw against Sunderland, a sending off for skipper Brian Gale too, and a 1-goal defeat away at Reading. Alan Kelly back between the sticks for that one, his contractual problems solved.
It was a strange start to the season. I was still out of contract on a week-to-week contract, and that culminated really in the game against Notts County, where I was sort of dropped an hour before the kick-off, which didn't help and surprised everybody as well as myself.
Frustrating time for you there, not knowing quite which way to turn and what was going to happen next?
Yeah, it was frustrating, but I had to get my head down. I kept my mouth shut on the issue, which I thought was the best thing to do. Just keep your head down, get on with it. Eventually, I signed the contract. And we went from there, really.
You're not somebody who likes playing reserve team football, are you, particularly?
No, not really, no. I don't think there's many people who actually do like playing reserve team football. And it was, like you say, it was quite frustrating to be in the reserves for that 3 or 4 week period. But, I just had to get on with it, bite the bullet and see what happened.
It was cup action next, away to Stockport County in the Coca-Cola Cup.
Kelly's forced into an early stop. Kevin Francis, the real danger man, towering high. The other end, free kick then. Mitch Ward flights it in. It's a low one, and that's danger. Just past the keeper's upright. Too sure he knew too much about that. Gages hit a nice long one down the line. Flo follows it up. Well, it's not a bad crossfield ball. Whitehouse is running onto it and scores brilliantly. Took it superbly well on the volley. And that's a goal worthy of gracing any match. The ball flighted over was perfect for him, but that took some slotting in by Whitehouse, and that'll give him some confidence. Now this could be danger. The break's been made. Hodgson has been caught out there. It slid across the face of goal, and Francis equalises. Kevin Francis, always a handful in the air. Well, this time he was sliding in along the deck. Post throw, and return ball's driven in, and there's the goal, and Flo will claim it. Just got the decisive touch, and United go back ahead. It's 2-1. The Norwegian combination, Nielsen to Flo, goal. Kelly's long ball is very long. Oh, and that may well break for Jostein Flo again, who struck it well and scored. Took it beautifully. And that's number 3 in a 2-goal cushion. Read it well and bludgeoned it in. Fine finish. Nielsen makes the break. Lovely 1-2 with Blake. Fine return. Chance here. Is that a penalty? Yes. Referee had no option really. Legs were taken from underneath him. Just look at this. He'd gone round the keeper. Deserved a goal to move, but it's a penalty. And it's Whitehouse, the regular taker, and scores. Keeper got a hand to it, but it was coolly slotted in. He's never missed yet, and he was never in doubt there. That's 4-1, and it's a really good performance, this, from the Blades. Kelly again, he's hit 1 or 2 Real screamers upfield, and Whitehouse might make something of that. The defence hesitate. Oh, it's deflected kindly for him, and there's the hat-trick. And there's number 5, and he dives into the crowd. Quite rightly so. Fine hat-trick for Dane Whitehouse. His first for Sheffield United. And the defenders were just perplexed, really, when he chased through it. Deflected nicely for him.
5 goals for the Blades and a hat-trick for Dane Whitehouse.
I started putting ball in back in net where it belonged, and the one that I can remember well is in Cup against Stockport County, where I got my first ever hat-trick for the club.
And you, I remember one of those goals. Even now, you really leathered it, didn't you?
Yeah, it was first goal. I can just remember it now, where Flo's broke down right wing and put a crossover, and I've just thought, right, I'm in space here, I'm just going to hit it, and I volleyed it in bottom corner.
How competitive has it been to get in and stay in the Sheffield United team this year?
It's been very competitive. I can remember beginning of the season when Mitch Ward scored 2 goals against Watford down here, and he never played for 3 or 4 games after that. So I mean, you've always got to watch your back, and you've got to be like 100% all the time. The gaffer's always said we like to have a big squad, and you can't really hold a regular place down. I mean, you just got to show him that you're willing to stay in that spot all the time and to work for him 100%, so that no one else comes in for you.
Dane was on the score sheet again in the away game at Port Vale that followed in a tense and tight encounter, with Vale's Dean Glover sent off for an off-the-ball incident, conceding the penalty for Dane to tuck away. And United went from strength to strength after that and made it a double celebration. Nathan Blake's first league goal and the Blades' first away league victory. September was rounded up by sealing a place in the next round of the Coca-Cola Cup by putting away another goal against Stockport County. This time scored by Andy Scott. Wolves had replaced Middlesbrough at the top of the table, and notice Swindon Town, one of the teams who would eventually be relegated, in 3rd place. As for United, at the end of September, we were still in 14th place. Oldham Athletic, who like the Blades had been relegated from the Premiership, were visitors to the Lane on the 1st day of October, for what, if past games were anything to go by, should be a thriller.
Andy Scott, left wing, puts it into the area, a little touch on there for Flo. Flo turns, not a bad turn, that'll be a goal. Taken well by John Reid, set up beautifully by Jostein Flo. A good turn, went past Johnson, not sure whether it was a shot, but it doesn't matter, Reid finishes it. There's Richie for Oldham, pushes one infield, good competitive play by Rogers. Gannon, lovely ball forward, here's Dane Whitehouse. Oh, he's so unselfish, and Reid hits the post. Really should have been 2. He's done well to cross it again to the far stick. Flo couldn't get there, and Oldham survived. Beautiful through ball by John Gannon. Whitehouse picked out Reid a treat, and this really from there has to be 2-0. John Reid again. Driven forward by Kevin Gage into the chest of Jobson. He's tackled well by Flo. This is the break by Little John. He's into the area, onto his favoured left foot. He's curled one, just past the angle. Full of running, Little John. Did well there, looked up, decided the shot was the best option. He was very close. Chipped in by Ward. There's the header, and that's the second of the match. And it's well put in by Andy Scott. Look at him, makes the break at his own free will. He's left completely alone. You can't afford to do that. 2-0. Far post ball by Reid. Flicks on. Oh, great save by Hallworth. That was a whisker away from 3-0. Fine ball in. Flo gets a touch, and well, Brian Gale's denied brilliantly by the Oldham keeper. Little John back to goal. He's got a bit of space. Going around the outside. Good ball in. Oh, and just wide. Paul Rogers, the latest man to threaten the goal. And I think that's a corner. Kelly strikes one. Referee's whistle goes. And a convincing home win for United, 2-0.
The rest of October was a goals disaster. 0-0 at Grimsby, 0-0 at home to Barnsley, and a 1-0 defeat at West Bromwich Albion. This goal from Nathan Blake gave us an early lead against Luton Town at home, but an own goal from Brian Gale and 2 quick late goals from Luton saw a possible victory turned into a 3-1 home defeat. Cup exit midweek to Bolton and a 1-0 defeat away at Millwall. Perhaps a little complacency had crept into the Blades' dressing room.
The first game of the season, the Watford result, that was a walkover. Maybe it was a bit too easy for us, and we probably got a little bit complacent after that, thinking that all the games were going to be that easy. We had mixed results at home, got a few early results away, but overall, generally, we didn't really start get going until November time.
I think we were playing quite well early season, but weren't getting the results. At Charlton, we played well enough to have won. We played well enough at Tranmere to certainly have got a victory. We played well against Luton in the first half hour and could have been 3 or 4-0 up and ended up losing 3-1. And I think there was a sort of feeling about the team that we were going to win come what may. And then I think the penny dropped when we lost at Millwall in the last moment to a last-minute goal to Richard Cadet, that we had to do something about it. And I've sensed from the team that there was a sort of change of attitude and a sort of realisation, if we're not careful here, we'll be relegated. This will be ridiculous.
At the end of October, Wolves and Middlesbrough were taking the lead. But were thoughts of relegation out of the question? The Blades were in the bottom 6. The sequence of results had to be improved if the Blades were to have any promotion hopes. Away at Stoke was the place to start. Kevin Gage netted a cracker after 15 minutes and the match should have been won by half-time. A late goal from Gleghorn saw the honours even. Bristol City came to the lane next and they didn't know what hit them.
Starbuck makes the break. Building up nicely, this is a good strong run. He's found Viet, now Viet pushes it to the path of Hartfield. Brilliant goal. In off the post. Perfection. Starbuck made the break. Carl Viet picked out Hartfield beautifully and he took it on his weaker foot, but it was bang in the corner. Charlie Hartfield with the throw. Viet pulled it up nicely. Back into the midfield and Rodgers. He's picked out Kevin Gage. Gage shaping a strike one. Oh yes! Incredible goal from Gage. That is some finish. He just sensed he was going to ping it in. And when he struck it, it was unstoppable. In the stanchion. Nielsen threads it nicely forward. Hartfield now. Starbuck makes the turn, and tell you what, he wasn't too far away with that, Phil Starbuck. Making a good impression on loan from Huddersfield Town. He really showed good turn of pace there. Starbuck's in place for the short corner. Hartfield finds him. Back for Charlie Hartfield again. Spaced across. He's got the angle. Oh, and Nathan Blake really should have scored there. It's a very, very good chance. Don't think there was any offside flag. And that has to go in. Starbuck. Well, that's well played by Rodgers. Rodgers will go all the way to the goal line, will he? Oh, puts in the early cross. Blake couldn't get there, but it's number 3. And Carl Viet does. Rodgers again, he's at the hub of so much. Far post ball, and Viet sweeps it in. Thanks very much. 3-0. Nielsen. Whitehouse makes the break. Andy Scott turns, hesitates, shoots. Keeper gets down and takes the sting out of it. On his right foot, didn't just strike it cleanly enough. Kevin Gage, in a vein of rich form. Starbuck, checked in field there, slips away from three. Number 4 shoots. Well, that would have been a super goal, but the keeper blocked it off. Wonderful bit of skill by Starbuck. Put on his left foot in the end, and that would have been some goal.
The following week, another home fixture against Derby County.
Russell, oh, it's a shocking clearance straight to Dane Whitehouse. Pings the shot wide. Awful mistake in defence there by Darren Wassell, presenting the ball to Dane Whitehouse, who's not scored in the last 10 matches and just fails to hit the target. Good header from Starbuck. The crowd enjoyed that, and now it's Nathan Blake who has a tilt against Paul Williams. And Williams only succeeds in playing it back for Starbuck. The deep cross, Whitehouse coming for it. Here could be a Sheffield United goal. It's gone wide. What a good opportunity that one was. Carl Veert, the diving header, and he's no more than 5 yards out. Whitehouse heading it down to him from Starbuck's cross, and the Australian should probably have scored there. Short now for Starbuck. Now it's Dane Whitehouse. And Starbuck's done well here, and the cross, not a bad one, and clips the top of the bar, surely forced through by Nathan Blake. Sheffield United ahead, and Derby's defence standing around and watching. When the ball came in from Starbuck, it clipped the top of the Derby crossbar. It then landed on top of the bar a second time. Nathan Blake didn't wait before he pounced as it fell on the line. Assured clearance from Sutton, and Blake again applying pressure, and eventually and inevitably Sheffield win the ball back for Kevin Gage to have another tilt and a decent ball in, and Sutton didn't get there, and it's just gone over the top of his own crossbar from Gary Charles, who will not come closer to conceding an own goal all season. Great ball in from Kevin Gage, gets the Derby defence in a panic, and the ball spins away off Charles and just over the Derby bar. Long thrown for Sheffield United. They've Blake inside that penalty area. He comes back here for Whitehouse. What a super strike from Dane Whitehouse, and you will not see a better one all season. Fabulous goal from Whitehouse. He's a skillful player. He's got a venomous left boot, and when he struck this one after the ball bobbled down to him from Nathan Blake, it was destined for one place, and that was the corner of Steve Sutton's net. Cowans was quickest to react, and now Cool. Sheffield United slow to react there, and the keeper Mercer's well off his line, and that's got to be a penalty, surely. Has to be a penalty. Billy Mercer took his man, although Mercer is furious with Carsley, who holds his arms out and says, "What have I done wrong?" Mercer came tearing out of goal with little hope, I felt, of getting to the ball. So can Mercer make up for his indiscretion? No, he can't. Simpson scores, and Derby are back in the game at 2-1. An unfortunate moment for Mercer on his debut. Simpson took it very coolly. Hedges is very skillful at holding things up. Now the ball will be crossed in, and Scott with a flick header. Here comes Veert, just off the mark. Veert a scorer last week against Bristol City, but not this week against Derby. Always that roar goes up as Burnley find good possession here, and Adrian Heath's made some great ground, and into the area he goes. If he pulls this one back, they're in trouble. Here's Robinson, a goal for Burnley. Did it cross the line? Kevin Gage tries to get around and does so successfully. It's an own goal, although Kevin Gage is going to take most of the credit for it.
Combining along the right.
And here's a chance. Oh, it's not only a chance, it's a goal for Jamie Hoyland. Robinson onside. Dangerous cross ball in. Gale! 3-1. What a start for the substitute. More pressure to come though. Oh, and a boot swings in. This could be number 4. Kelly can't get his hands on it. It's 4 all right. And the county in the last 2 weeks. But here they come for a goal for themselves. They've got one as well from Andy Scott. It's 4-2 now. The goals continue to flow at Turf Moor.
After the poor result at Turf Moor, it was important to win at home to Southend.
Good jump by Starbuck. Hitting him back. He's gone for the drive and side netting. Now thought it was in. You're right to get excited about that. Struck it really well. Dane Whitehouse saunters forward. They're giving it away. Will run back easily enough by Kevin Gage, who looks for the crossfield ball. It's a fine ball, and Whitehouse very nearly made up for that early mistake. Gage is having a marvellous season. Terrific pass. Just a little touch, it would have been 1-0. Here's Nielsen shaping for the drive. Oh, he struck it well again. Just curled the wrong way of the post. Got a real dig on him, Roger Nielsen. He's desperately close. Hodges. Oh, fine bit of vision there. Roger Nielsen. Lovely play. Far post cross. Starbuck helps it across the face of goal, and Viet is denied by a goal line clearance. Lovely bit of football by United. And Starbuck did ever so well. And Viet on another day would have made it 1-0. Hodges puts in the cross. Gale was up there, took 3 defenders with him. Whitehouse and Gage struggle, but Whitehouse comes away with it. There's the outside of the foot shot, and that wasn't too far away either. Very, very good pressure by United. Starbuck again. Hodges, lovely little touch. Viet, is he brought down? Referee gives a penalty. Well, he broke into the penalty area, and I think there was a bit of connection there. And Dane Whitehouse has the chance to score, and does. Plants it into the corner, and he deserves a goal. 1-0. Takes penalties so well, and was struck bang in the corner. Viet does such a good job. And he's found Hodges here. Lynn Hodges shoots and the keeper saves. Hodges and Viet linking well. Hodges just poked it towards goal in the end. Good flick on, and Viet's got a chance. Viet in the area, still going. Carl Viet, brilliant goal. Used his strength and finishing power. And that's the second of the match. It was a real wrestle in the area. He did well and just slotted it underneath the keeper. 2-0. Starbuck switching flanks. Griff Chinfield. Oh, he's got a chance to shoot here. It's gone wide, but it was worth the effort. Bill Starbuck tried to play a 1-2, ran onto the own ball himself. Wide of the post.
Middlesbrough and Wolves were still setting the pace, but in a month in which the Blades registered their best results of the season so far, we'd moved into 11th place. Into December, and who could have foreseen what would happen at Kenilworth Road?
Well, it's only 6 weeks since Luton and Sheffield United met in the league at Bramall Lane. Luton won that one 3-1 with goals from James, Dixon and Gale, an own goal that one after Nathan Blake had put Sheffield United ahead. But Luton looking for their first double of the season, But nothing should be taken for granted. Their home form has been outrageously erratic. Here's Gale. Viet has made the diagonal run, but Luton win the ball back. It's a bit too tight in that corner. They need to get it away. Here's Viet. Very nearly gets that ball through. Penalty this time, maybe. Don't need it. They've scored. Sheffield United ahead through Kevin Gage. 13 minutes gone. And Sheffield United in front. Luton struggled to get that ball away. A suspicion of handball. Then he went flying, but Gage was already through. And the goal stands. Here's where contact was made. But Gage was aware to what was going on and beat Sommer. Here's Marshall. He'll do well to keep that in. He succeeded. Dixon gets the header in. Off the post. Oh, dear me. How did Oakes miss that? And Dixon too. Neither of them can quite believe it. The flag stayed down. They thought that ball had gone out, but Dixon carried on, so did Marshall. Dixon's header comes back off the post, and then you'd say Oakes was the favourite, but not to score. Here's Viet. Gage again. He's added valuable support to the Sheffield United attacks. Viet. He could cause some problems if he gets to the byline. He's doing everything himself. Here's Gage. And that's a second. He can't believe it. Well, again, it looked as though Sheffield United might have appealed for a penalty. Not that Kevin Gage is too bothered. Viet seemed to have done a little bit too much. He stumbled. He made a meal of that. There's no doubt about it. But Gage went on, and it's under Sommer's body, and that's his second goal of the game. Well, Sommer was desperately close to that, but he couldn't hang on to it, and that's 2-0 Sheffield United. Oakes then with the corner. Thomas is up, so too is Johnson. Now James, he's lost it. Away comes Scott. He's away, and surely there's problems here for Gary Waddock. It could be the red card. Well, Gary Waddock now must realise he's in some trouble. What's the colour of the card? Peake appeals on his behalf. What's Peter Folkes decided? It's the red card, and Gary Waddock is off. Bye-bye! He was in a difficult position then, Waddock. Scott was through. Waddock was the last defender. And this season, that's an early bath for him. He's down to the dressing room already. Drilled that shot in, and that wasn't far away. Nielsen it was a long way back. It was a ferocious drive then from Roger Nielsen. Well worked free kick, but look at the space here for Nielsen. That was a terrific shot. Gage again. He's through for his hat-trick. Oh, denied at the last. Well, that was a defender's finish, unfortunately. But Kevin Gage, playing at right back today, has almost got a first-half hat-trick. He went on then. He was around Johnson. Eventually, he just nudged that ball past the post as James came across. Marshall is nudged off that ball by Nielsen. He didn't know where it went to. Oh, he's given it away. Viet, Scott is alongside him, if he can find him. Viet goes on and cracks a fabulous goal. Carl Viet. Carl Viet puts Sheffield United 3 up after 7 minutes of the second half, with some help, it has to be said, from Mitchell Thomas. Viet was allowed to go on, having picked that ball up in midfield. Peake and Johnson were across to cover, but there was no answer to that shot. Rodgers, back to Beasley. They're still prepared to come forward, Sheffield United. The gaps are there if they can exploit them. Starbrook. Not a bad shot. He needn't have gone for that then, Sommer. Viet. Well, the flag's gone up. Don't really know what for. Maybe it was when the shot came in that one of the Sheffield United attackers, Viet, was offside. Well, Hartfield had some space. He was through. He found the target, but it was Viet on the far side who was in an offside position. Great crossfield ball from Hartfield. Again, it's Gage. Well, he was entitled to have a go then. Kevin Gage, 2 goals in the first half, should have had a third. And went through then. Great crossfield ball by Charlie Hartfield. Gage was coming forward and he had the space. The target was looming, but the shot way wide. Hartson once more. Denied that time by Gage. John Hartson hasn't had too many opportunities, but in today to get his 4th goal of the season in the league. Now here comes Sheffield United. They haven't finished either. Oh, that was inches away. Well, Scott again. He hasn't had many opportunities this season, but he caught Luton then. He switched over to the right-hand side this time. He had the pace to go on. And look at that. Just a fraction away. Maybe he should have pulled it back for Hodges. But there are clearly gaps at the back now for Luton. Gaps which maybe Sheffield United can exploit. Cheeky little back heel. Here's Hodges. He could be through now. That will settle it. Glyn Hodges makes it 4-1. The Wimbledon connection working for Dave Bassett and Sheffield United there. There was always a danger that holes would be left in the Luton defence, but Hodges did well to get back on his feet. Lovely back heel from Viet. And once he was round James, there was no stopping him. Here's Telfer. Closed down quickly though. Marshall's free. James has made another forward run. Decides to find the cross. Oh, and that's a dreadful own goal. Well, they deserved some luck, and they got it then. Dwight Marshall's cross. And poor old Brian Gale facing his own goal. He was under a bit of pressure, but that's a striker's header from the defender. Well, you wouldn't see a better finish than that. Sadly, it's past his own goalkeeper. He wants his men forward. He's really getting involved now. The push then, was it by Gage? Luton have a penalty. Kevin Gage can't quite believe it. But as the cross came in, there was a push on the back. Kevin Gage can't quite believe that, but, well, that was a fly by Johnson, and Luton have a penalty. Johnson forward to take it, and scores! Marvin Johnson, his first goal of the season, and it came at a very important time for Luton. Coolly taken, keeper the wrong way, and now Luton back in it. Header on, good save, good catch that time by Kelly. He's keeping Sheffield United in it now, Alan Kelly. It was a curling header, and it was important that Kelly got there, but at the other end, it's been run in, and Sheffield United get a 5th goal. Andy Scott gets the goal he's deserved. Luton were always likely to be caught. They were pushing so many men forward. The lone defender was James. He tried to head back to his goalkeeper, but Scott had the easiest of opportunities to get the goal, which makes it 5-3. Gage is forward. He's got Veert and Scott on the edge of the penalty area. They're happy to keep control now. Veert with a header, and that's another one. That was a terrific goal then from Carl Veert. Carl Veert, a second for him. Rodgers started to create that move deep in midfield. Great cross, Veert, great header. Still they're looking for more goals. Here's Flo. Header, that time it came away off Ward. But Ward doesn't find the target. It's the end of an astonishing game at Kenilworth Road. 2 goals from Kevin Gage in the first half gave Sheffield United the cushion that they needed. Plenty of action and plenty of goals after Gary Waddock had been sent off for Luton.
What a spectacular game and result in a game which showed a slightly different style of play from the Blades.
Yeah, that day we changed our style a little bit, and you know it worked really well for us. Scored 6 goals, which we hadn't managed to do for quite a few seasons, as I remember rightly, away from home. And obviously I remember it for the spectacular own goal I got, which unfortunately it perceived into a couple more that season. But like I say, that was one of our highlights of the season, and you know, it's just a shame we couldn't produce a few more of those results.
2 goals for Kevin Gage, pleased with his own game and a good all-round team performance.
Yes, I think it's just one of those games that happen maybe once, twice a season where all the shots seem to go in. There's chances and incidents at both ends, and it just was excellent entertainment for the fans.
Now, if you'd been able to bottle that and take it through the season, we'd be talking about Sheffield United in the Premiership now, wouldn't we?
Well, I'd like to think so. Obviously, you wouldn't score 6 every game, but we were really on a high then, and that was in the middle of our really good run that we had. I think we lifted ourselves from 18th in the division to about 5th or 6th. Obviously, that run had to come to an end, which was unfortunate because we just couldn't keep the momentum going through to the end of the season.
The momentum was carried forward to the next home game, though, against West Bromwich Albion.
Veert runs up to it. Carl Veert in the area, and Veert shoots and scores. Keeper got a hand to it, but it was the sheer brute force of the strike that carried it into the corner. Ran onto Gage's ball, and he was so positive. No negative thoughts, and in it goes 1-0. Starbuck leaves it for Hodges. Hodges delivers the cross, and there's Andy Scott, yes! 2-0. Took it well. Fine header. Hodges' ball was dead onto his forehead, and he buried it. Fine goal. Dane Whitehouse. Good flick on that by Veert. Hodges uses his strength to hold it up, tries to play in Veert again, it's still bobbling in there. Veert's looking to get a whistle from the referee, not given, and West Brom get it clear. Nathan Blake does really well to win it back. Veert for Starbuck. Keeper turns it over. United in a good spell now. They've been under pressure in this match, but now they're coming good. Starbuck took that well, outside of his right peg. Keeper saves. Blake chasing at that one, and there's a bit of a football there with the defender. This ball will get it clear past halfway. Hodges in the middle of the field, but the referee whistle's gone. Yellow card for Blake, and it looks as though he's reaching for the red, and off goes Nathan Blake. Sent off. Well, it all started here, and it was definitely 6 of one and half a dozen of the other, but he may have said something.
A goalless draw away to Watford preceded the visit by the league leaders, Middlesbrough, in the first of our Christmas fixtures.
Hartfield. Oh, he's done well. Oh, he hits one from long range, and the keeper stops it well. He'll get a corner for that. Wonderful bit of jinking midfield play, and a real good strike. Good stop. Rodgers is up for that one. He loses out in the air, but Kevin Gage strikes it forward. And he stops, breaking through here. He's made something of that. Whitehouse has got a chance. And did the keeper get a touch, or did it just bobble wide? Very difficult to spot. The United boys think it should have been a corner. Dane Whitehouse very nearly giving the Blades the lead. Hodges, fine ball in. Keeper just gets there. Well, Beasley's jumped up there, and I think he's going to be in trouble with the referee. Put his hand up in the air. He's saying it was handball. Referee holds him towards him, and Paul Beasley's in a real lot of danger here. I think it could well be curtains for the Blades central defender. Sent off, so they're down to 10 men. Paul Beasley jogs disconsolately off the field. Rodgers, tackle from behind, still going. And that's a pull back from Wilkinson. And that will get him a place in the referee's notepad.
His attendance, ladies and gentlemen, 20,693.
Kevin Gage's free kick. Oh, he's beaten them all. Hodges scores. Glyn Hodges channeling in at the far post. Gets a collector's item, a goal with his head. Just bobbled up nicely for him, and he took it coolly. 1-0. The league leaders, Middlesbrough, a goal behind, attacking United now. Chipped into the penalty area. Wilkinson's up there, and there's the substitute, who's restored Middlesbrough to level terms. And really, in the end, it was scrambled in. He was left a little bit free in the box, and he took it nicely. 1-1. Hodges has whammed that one into the area, and Starbuck heads it wide. Not too far away. Middlesbrough have really been shaken at the back by even the Blades' 10 men. The other end, Brian Robson's team. There was Robson getting a touch at that. There's the shot driven in. Kelly stops it. Wilkinson with a chance. Great double save by Alan Kelly. Terrific bit of goalkeeping. Got down well for the first one, and then he just regained his ground.
Swindon Town were the next team up, on a pitch that left a lot to be desired for a Division 1 game. The gaffer had made changes for this game, Ady Littlejohn's pace up front proving too much for the Swindon defence. John Reid opening the scoring after just 11 minutes. 1-0 at half-time, and an equaliser in the second half saw the Blades dig in and take the game to Swindon, forcing an own goal from Bodin. Who then missed a penalty. Littlejohn then finished it for Swindon 12 minutes before time. Three goals away to Swindon, but could they keep up the scoring at home?
Viet's gone close there. Good run in the early stages by the Aussie. Really good spell he's enjoying. Starbuck's corner. Flicked down there dangerously. Scrapped away by Portsmouth. Hodges wins it back. Hodges makes the break. Rogers tackling as well. Gage now. Round the outside for Viet. Oh, it's a good ball to the far post, and very nearly 1-0. Andy Scott heads over the bar. Carl Viet did really well, hooked his foot round the ball. It's an excellent cross, and was very close to giving United the lead. Hartfield's corner is not good, but he'll get a second bite of the cherry. On his left foot, that's gone very deep. Kept in by Hodges, and across the goal, and Nathan Blake just couldn't force it in. Rogers, a real tangle there. He's held off in the end by Preki, but this was the incident. Very deep cross. Hodges does well to head it back in. It was very close to being 1-0. Blake totally frustrated. Preki. Oh, he's had a good run there around the inside of Andy Scott. And when the shot's driven in, there's going to be a chance here for Portsmouth. Kelly stops. Second attempt, goal. Craney forces it in. And that's 1-0. Kelly was brilliant the first time. When it came in the second time, he just wasn't given enough protection. Corner then for the Blades. 1 goal down, home to Portsmouth. Hartfield, a deep one to the far post. Gale gets a touch. Blake scored with the overhead kick. That'll do nicely. Poachers a goal out of nothing. And it's level. Gale did well, but there was Blake's effort, and it fizzed in the top corner. What a piece. Starbuck delivers the cross. Blake's there! 2 goals in a minute. Ferocious header. And all of a sudden, it's 2-1. Starbuck's cross taken early, and that's brilliantly headed in. Hodges, good ball in the box. Rogers goes round the outside. He's still going. Puts in the cross. Blake gets a touch. Andy Scott, good first touch, and he scored! Took it superbly well, and that seals the victory. 3-1. What a sweet finish by Andy Scott. Comes down from a rare height, so he took it well. And there was only one thought in his mind: goal.
Our position in the league table was a little more respectable by the end of 1994, 7th place after a string of impressive results against some quality opposition. The first game of the new year was against quality opposition too, Wolves at Molineux. A magnificent performance from the Blades and a well-deserved win snatched away in the dying seconds of the game. 2 brilliant second-half goals from Nathan Blake after relentless United pressure was making it look easy. Until a dubious penalty call in the 89th minute, taken by De Wolf, and then incredibly Wolves scoring again in the closing minute with a goal from Emblem. Just about our best performance of the season, and suicide at the end.
Played very, very well at Wolves and were thoroughly the better side and deserved to be winning 2-0 and were comfortable. I think Wolves got a bit of a dodgy penalty, and I think it was possibly one of those situations where the referee might have thought, well, it could be a penalty, it's not a penalty, we're in injury time, it's still only going to be 2-1 anyway. Unfortunately, the players lost their concentration and we took a kick-off. Instead of planting it into the far end of the Wolves box, the referee would have then probably blown for full time. We tried an intricate pass out to the wing and Wolves regained the ball and sort of stuck it straight back into our box where they got the break for Emblem to equalise, and obviously that was a bitter pill for us to swallow.
FA Cup fever was to hit the lane against none other than the Premier League champions and cup holders, Manchester United.
They impressed Sheffield United when they were on tour in Australia. Rodgers. Hodges, it's a lovely touch for Blake. They can't follow it in. Schmeichel right back on the line. The final touch towards the goal came from Hodges.
Well, this is unlucky. There's shades of offside there against Whitehouse, but Blake gets that well. I thought the wind was just going to take it in there. They clear it, it hits Hodges, and there's the day. And you say goalkeepers need luck sometimes, Martin. Well, he certainly enjoyed his fair share this moment, Peter Schmeichel, particularly at that moment. Straight into his arm.
Viet, who's quick. Trying to get into a stride here, a link up with Blake. Rodgers round the outside. Viet's continued his run into the centre. Down goes Blake. Big appeals for a penalty from Sheffield United, not given by Robbie Hart. They run to the referee.
Tell you what, man, I'd like to see that again.
Peter Schmeichel wanting the game stopped.
Well, that'll give us a chance to have another look at this. Certainly the supporters behind the goal. They knock it in, and then Blake takes the first touch there. Well, he gets caught by Steve Bruce, I have to say there. He just beats Steve Bruce to the ball. As he knocks it down, he gets in front of Steve Bruce. There's his touch, there's Bruce on the knee, you can see that quite clearly. And I think Manchester United get lucky there.
Here's Butt. There's a fiery side to Nicky Butt's nature, and there's a fiery side to his cup tie now.
Trouble here. Charlie Hartfield's in trouble. He's off, Martin. Hartfield has a swing at Cantona. Crazy. Whether he reacted to something the Frenchman did, but it's a red card. Hartfield's the one. I'm sure it's Charlie Hartfield. I'm sure it's the 4.
Hartfield is going off. Viet tracking it down for Gage. Having a go against Irwin. Back for Rodgers. Gage, there's a gap there. Oh, brilliant save! Absolutely brilliant save at the full extent of his dive from Peter Schmeichel to deny Kevin Gage the opening goal here.
Well, at least he had a smashing game, Kevin Gage. I tell you, not only was the save good, Martin, you watch Viet diving at this. Now, some goalkeepers may have taken their eye off it and not gone for the ball.
Blake down for Hodges.
Oh, wonderful. Super play again. Nathan Blake, lovely little knock here. Lovely run across the face from Hodges. And this is what Manchester United didn't want to see. Hodges on his left foot.
Hughes. Keane did well then. It's Mark Hughes. They've finally made one count. And Hughes trying to make history repeat itself here. He got the winner a year ago. Hughes. There's a break on here. Cantona is free. Giggs has seen him. He's found him. Cantona looks for the chip. Oh, exquisitely done.
Game, set, match. Wonderful, wonderful piece of finishing from Eric Cantona.
A great spectacle for the fans in Sheffield and a respectable performance against arguably one of Europe's best teams. But league action against Millwall the following weekend, having beaten us once at the Den, we needed the result. But after the Man United game, the team was off the boil and Beard opened the scoring for Millwall. Kevin Gage scored early in the second half after Webber had received a red card. Millwall then managed to hang on with 10 men. A depressing 2-1 defeat at Bristol City brought the month and the good run to an end. The league table registered the Blades in 6th position. The baseball ground and Derby County, the next away trip for the Blades.
Forward by Mitch Ward. Oh, the bouncer's fooled the keeper. Viet's got a chance, and that's the 1-goal lead. Very early on, Carl Viet ran on there to a lost cause. You really would never feel you're going to get that, but the bounce got the wrong side of the keeper, and he squeezes it in from an acute angle. It's rolled short for Williams. Williams bludgeons it, and that's unlucky for Mercer. Billy Mercer in for Alan Kelly this afternoon. Got a touch on that, and I think it deflected in off the post in his body. Bad luck, 1-1. Mercer. Good jump by Flo. Moves out to the left wing. Whitehouse is shaping to drive one. What a goal! 2 on the blades, and that was some strike. I mean, he's hit that as firm and true as you could ever wish. Derby at the other end. Oh, and that's going to be 2-2. Mercer caught in 2 minds and driven in at the far post. Just thought about coming and then didn't get the full distance. And it was struck nicely. So 2-2 in anybody's game at this stage, and on a sticky pitch, bouncy in areas, anything can happen, but Mercer keeps the deficit down from Gabbiadini. Had a goal written all over it, that, but that's a great stop by Billy Mercer. Had a bit of bad luck in this game, Mercer, but that makes up for it, everything. Or at the other end, Viet's in there. First stop saved, he's sitting down but scores. He was crouching low, but he managed to scramble it in, and that could well be the goal that gets United all 3 points. Viet second, and that will do nicely.
The home game against Stoke City was less convincing. A great opportunity wasted against below-par opposition. Despite this goal from Phil Starbuck, we dropped a place in the table when Pesky Salido equalised after 26 minutes and United not having the killer instinct to take the game. The Blades travelled to Southend without several key players, giving league debuts to Mark Blount and Mark Foran. A poor start to the game when Southend 1 goal up after 13 minutes. The pressure piled on by the Blades from then, and a double in just 3 minutes either side of half-time from Nathan Blake ruined Southend's day. Carl Viet sealed it 5 minutes from time with this well-worked goal. On the back of a 3-point away win, a good performance at home against Burnley was needed to push our place in the league upwards.
Kevin Gage charges forward to the edge of the area. Oh, it's a brilliant cross and Blake misses. Well, that was a gilt-edged opportunity. And Nathan Blake knows it. What a ball in! He's gone for the corner, just didn't get the cleanest connection. Scott bumps one long. Blake back into the midfield. Jamie Hoyland against his former club, tackled by Rodgers. Mitch Ward on the left for Blake again. Lovely dummy that. Flo returns it to him. Blake shoots just wide. He's red hot at the moment, Nathan Blake. And again there, he was menacing. Second effort at goal in the first couple of minutes. Mark Blount in the play tonight. Pushed that one long. Flo's got a touch on it. Blake turns, and he scored! Well, that was really taken acrobatically well. It was never the easiest to control, but as Ward flicked it on, just turned away and buried it. It's some goal. Gage gets his head on that one. Picked up by Ayres, who strikes one, and Kelly tips it over. Hit it cleanly, that did David Ayres, and Kelly had to be careful, and was. Blake turns, runs at the defenders, Nathan Blake into the area. Oh yes, that is total class. An excellent goal. and there's just no stopping this man.
Oldham at Boundary Park were next. A goal down in 5 minutes through Nicky Banger. But a minute later, Paul Rogers equalised. Nathan Blake pounced onto Jostein Flo's flick, and the Blades were ahead. Andy Ritchie and the unmarked Nicky Banger getting his second gave Oldham the lead. And then 8 minutes from time, Jostein Flo scored to grab a share of the points. At this point in the season, the playoffs, if not the championship, was a distinct possibility. The Blades in 4th place, just 6 points behind the leaders, Tranmere Rovers. Port Vale should have been an easy victory at home, having beaten them 2-0 early in the season. Plenty of possession, loads of strikes on goal, but Vale are let off the hook by the Blades' failure to make more after Calvert's second-half strike. The visitors' lone decent effort by Glover is a serious setback to our promotion hopes. Next, it was a midweek match against the league leaders, Tranmere Rovers.
A bit of an early argument with his goalkeeper. There had to be nothing else for that. Garnet are here on Sunday, of course, at Sunderland with that late-headed goal. Taken short. An early header for Rogers. He missed it. He's got it a second time. Oh, the goal to Sheffield United. Tranmere stood still and watched. Tranmere Rovers defence were just standing around there. They let Rogers have a couple of shots at goal. They all stood and watched, and there was Kingsley Black with a debut goal for Sheffield United. Kingsley Black just couldn't believe his luck. Eye to eye with the goalkeeper. The night air seems to be getting to them at the moment. Lost in flow. Looking for Blake. McGreal has to chase it, drops to Blake again. Can he steady himself? No doubts about it, says the penalty. Says the referee, that is a penalty. No arguing from John McGreal either. And right on the 45-minute mark, Sheffield United have a penalty. McGreal got himself in a tangle and snagged Blake's legs with his thigh. It's going to be Dane Whitehouse. Oh, he's missed it! Dane Whitehouse right on the brink of half-time. Will that be the turning point as he misses the penalty? Really for Tranmere, it's been like walking barefoot through the nettle patch here at Bramall Lane. Committing Harry Bassett's side as Blake goes on the attack. Oh, from right under the bar, Jostein Flo misses. Only 20 seconds gone of the second half, and Sheffield United could well have been 2 up. Flo climbed high, but real credit goes to Jed Brannan. Flo's cross, Nixon's lost. Oh! Well, you have to say a great save. He misjudged the ball completely and then saved his own blushes with a tremendous tip over the bar at Nixon. He's in a real run of form. Nobody was expecting that from Flo, especially the goalkeeper, and a full 6'4" stretched up to the tip of the crossbar. Flo and Garnet together again. Flo gets there, and Blake finishes it off. It was the smash and grab combination of Flo and Blake. Flo smashed, and Blake quite simply grabbed. Shoulder to shoulder, arm to arm, Flo and Garnett. And the man quickest to ball when it broke was Nathan Blake.
After such an impressive defeat of the league leaders, we should have gone to bottom of the table Notts County and mopped them up. But they managed the double over us. County worked very hard despite the obvious dominance of the Blades side, going one up in the first half from White. A United equaliser from Beasley, his first of the season, was later spoilt by this great goal from Simpson. The home fixture against Charlton put us to the third spot as the other league leaders failed to win. Second half goals from Jostein Flo and a second of the season for Paul Beasley. Seal the points for the Blades despite Charlton's late goal from Pardew. Sadly, John Reid suffered damage to his cruciate ligament during the game. The two 1-1 draws round up the month. First at Bolton, when Nielsen, playing sweeper behind Gale, limited Bolton's pressure, and Nathan Blake took that great chance to end Bolton's run of 7 home wins. Blake the scorer again against Reading at the Lane, but they got a goal out of the blue with possibly their only shot on target. That keeping their playoff hopes intact. Just below the playoff zone at this stage, but 1 or 2 good results could have kept our chances alive. Middlesbrough now looking like the team to secure automatic promotion. Disappointing losses at Sunderland and at Portsmouth put paid to our promotion hopes early in April. A 2-goal draw in this game against Swindon with goals from Paul Rogers to equalise early in the second half, and this late second equaliser from Glyn Hodges salvaged our home record and 1 point. On past form, a visit to leaders Middlesbrough should have ended in defeat, but a resilient Blades subdued Borough's early charge. Fjortoft scoring after 7 minutes, and then this classy strike from Nathan Blake, frustrating Borough's home record. More high-quality opposition next at Bramall Lane, the visit of Wolves.
It's pushed down there and the referee has no hesitation. Penalty kick. And as well as that, he had no option. The defender here really doesn't need to do all that. Just stand up and force him wide. Whitehouse takes the responsibility, yes. Missed his last one, but not this time round. Clean as a whistle, bottom corner. Thank you. The Wolves have that knack of grinding out results. Break into the penalty area there. Chance. Goodman, oh, it's just crept in the corner. In the rain and wind at Bramall Lane, it's 1-1. Rankin makes the break. Bull's in the area. Steve Bull, 2-1. Expert finishing. Rodgers with a corner for United. We struck it firmly and nicely, and it's gone in. There's the goal. Mark Foran makes a great jump and buries it in the corner, and the man on the post didn't do his job. Wolves again looking to seek the initiative, and they've got it. 3-2. What a game this is turning into. Time running out for United. Last couple of minutes, they're bombing everyone forward. Hodges into the area. There's the cross and Flo's in there, and he scored. Jostein Flo makes it 3 apiece. Just a whipped-in cross, and he puts it past a stranded keeper.
After such results, the manager and his team can reflect on the Blades' ability to perform well against teams at the top, yet fail to achieve against the also-rans.
Well, if you look at what we did with the top teams, we took 4 points off of Bolton, which I don't think any team did. We drew with Wolves twice, we drew with Middlesbrough twice, and certainly we should have beaten Middlesbrough at Bramall Lane and would have done had Paul Beasley not got sent off. So our record against the top teams has been very, very good. We did the double over Derby, are in exactly the same spot as our own in the league as ourselves. Where we've let ourselves down is we've let Notts County do the double over us. We've ended up losing to Burnley, Bristol City in crucial games, and we lost 4 points to Sunderland, all in the bottom 5 or 6. So really what's happened is against the lower teams we haven't done ourselves justice. One realises it's a tight league and there's other teams at the top who have also lost to these teams on occasions, but what they haven't done is they haven't slipped up quite as badly as we have done against the lower teams.
We failed miserably against, like you say, the bottom sides. We've been able to raise our game, which I think we did in the Premiership. Big teams, we played very well. It was very frustrating for ourselves, really, for the management, and also, more importantly, for the fans, really, that they came and we went to a place like Bristol. Burnley beat us at their place. Swindon came here, got a draw, and Notts County as well beat us, did a double over us. So that's very, very frustrating, because if you were going to get promotion, you had to mop up the lower sides.
I don't know if it's something that's rebounded from the seasons we've had in the Premiership. It's probably reflected a little bit on that, where we've gone in against sides who have been languishing around the bottom or middle of the table sides, and hadn't done that well against them. But as soon as we got the likes of the Manchester United, the Liverpools, we seem to raise our game for some reason, and I think that has been a knock-on effect probably this season. We've gone in, and I don't know if we're not happy being favourites. But having said that, I feel next season we're going to be a lot stronger for that. Just for the fact that the experience we've gained this year, I think we can carry over to next year, and we know we've got to be on top form for every game.
You look at the games and you think if we just got a win instead of a draw there, we could have been on like 70-75 points now, and we should have been like coursing playoffs. We could have even won Championship, but we've lost to Portsmouth, Burnley, Bristol City, Notts County twice. They don't double over us, and they've got relegated. Swindon got a point off us, Port Vale. So there's a lot of teams there where we should have nailed them, and we haven't.
A visit to Barnsley for the penultimate game of the 1994-95 season was not to be the result we would have liked, with Hodges sent off and O'Donnell putting 2 past keeper Kelly. Paul Rodgers scoring in the 41st minute in what was not a classic game. With just 1 game left to play, the table looked like this. Middlesbrough obvious champions, the Blades in 7th place. Grimsby Town were the visitors to Bramall Lane for the season's last game, a carnival-type atmosphere for the VE Day anniversary, and the Blades signing off in style.
Nielsen's throw. Problems in there caused by Flo, and Ross Davidson shaping up for this one, might try the shot. Worth a dig. Ross Davidson. Hodges now. Switched it again to the right flank, Kingsley Black. Good break infield, looking to go out with a bang is Black. Fine run that, good shot, fine save. Good play all round. Well, the pitch at Bramall Lane stood up to the season superbly well. Kingsley Black again for Hodges. Hodges trying the shot with the outside of his boot. Past the upright. Kingsley Black. Little touch for Glyn Hodges again. It's a nice little ball forward. Black's onto it. Kingsley Black! Good save by the keeper. Black's the man who's really pulling all the strings at the minute. And Hodges moves infield. Switches a lovely ball for Flo to run onto. Flo's cross to the far post is headed in. Dane Whitehouse finishes off a superb move. Jostein Flo's far post ball bulleted in. That's unstoppable. 1-0. Nielsen drills one forward for his Norwegian compatriot. Kingsley Black, good break. Blake's knocked it back to him and he scores! Fine finish, and if anybody deserved a goal, it's the United number 7 on loan from Forest. Took that brilliantly. Grimsby have been outclassed and outplayed so far. Oh, and that might get something back for them, and does. Livingston charging it in. Good turn by Viet. Hooked away by Grimsby, not very far. Rodgers wins it back. Rodgers for Flo. Flo, yes! Superb finish. Really well taken. And he's in some good form at the moment, this Flo. He's unstoppable. 3-1 as Hodges plays a short corner with Kingsley Black. Oh, he's chipped that one in delicately. Oh, Flo was in for United's fourth there, but he was denied. There's the full-time whistle. United go out on a high note with a home victory against Grimsby. But they'll be disappointed that riding on this match wasn't at least a playoff place. Dave Bassett obliges, giving up his tracksuit bottoms, and he's left with not much on. What a character he is.
The final table shows just how near we were to a playoff place and a chance of Premiership football. The manager and team will face next season with a determination to make that a priority.
It's not been an absolute disastrous season. When you consider what's happened to the club in the last couple of years, yes, we were expected to be in the playoffs, but also one must respect that Middlesbrough, Wolves and Bolton spent considerable amount of money on adding to their teams.
It's been a long, hard campaign this time. We've had 46 games, which is a hell of a lot of games. So there's going to be changes and here, there and everywhere. But we've got the squad we had the squad to cope with it. And it's just a question of players coming in and adapting to whatever team formation we have to play in.
Even if the squad doesn't change that much, I still believe we've got the players down there to get us back into the Premiership. And that's something where, I mean, well, it's easy to talk about, but probably not so easy to go out and do. I honestly believe we're going to come back better and stronger next year.
We should have got it this year. There's no doubt about it. We've got the squad, we've got the quality players here to have done it this year. It's just been we feel a little bit sorry for ourselves that we haven't done it this year, so we've got next year to try and get it right.
Rally.